Om Tejosi Tejomai Dhehi Virjamasi Virjangmai Dhehi Balamasi Balangmai Dhehi Ojosi Ojomai Dhehi Manurasi Mannungmai Dhehi Sahosi Sahomai Dhehi Vishwani Deva Savitar Duritani Parasubham Yad Bhadram Tanna Subham. From the White Yajurveda. O Lord, thou art the embodiment of infinite energy. Do thou fill me with energy. Thou art the embodiment of infinite virility. Do thou endow me with virility. Thou art the embodiment of infinite strength. Do thou bestow strength upon me. Thou art the embodiment of infinite power. Do thou grant power unto me. Thou art the embodiment of infinite courage. Do thou inspire me with courage. Thou art the embodiment of fortitude. Do thou steer me with fortitude. O Lord, O thou the illuminator, do thou free us from ignorance. Do thou bring to us what is auspicious. Om Shantihi, Shantihi, Shantihi. Peace, peace, peace be unto all. This morning our subject is how to overcome depression in spiritual life. When I think about depression, Swami Chetanananda comes to my mind. He was a disciple of Holy Mother and head of the Portland Center. Swami died in 1996, a great Swami. A young monk went to his assistant went to him and said, Swami, I have some problems. Swami was very outspoken person. Problems? Pray to the mother. Then after a few weeks, that young American monk went to the Swami and said, Swami, I am depressed. Depressed? Get used to it. Get used to it. There is a great message behind this word, get used to it. Problems come in our lives and it goes away. Time factor is there. If you have common cold, if you take medicine, it will be cured in 1 week. And if you do not take medicine, it will be cured in 7 days. Like that. It goes this way. Depression. Sometimes when people come for interview, I ask, tell me the cause of your depression. Why? Sometimes can express, sometimes cannot express properly. Sometimes temporarily it comes in everybody's life. But if it lingers, then it is a problem. Some people have more absorbing power than others. Some people react very quickly. Some people have tremendous forbearance. Sri Ramakrishna gave a beautiful analogy. Here is a speedy boat going through the middle of the river. It is so speedy, it is creating tremendous waves. In that river, there are big, big barges are there. And small, tiny boats are there, fishing boat. When that speedy boat goes, that big waves come both to the small boat as well as the barges. Small boats sink, but big barges get few jerks and then it settles. That thing happens in life. If you have a spiritual background, you may get a few jolt or shock, but you will settle very quickly. And those who have no spiritual background, they sink. They go into deep depression. I was searching, sometimes when things I do not understand properly, I was searching Google Guru. I call it Google Guru. And I was thinking, tell me what is the cause and the symptoms of depression. I got some answers. Beautiful answer. Depression is a state of low mood and aversion to activity that can affect a person's thoughts, behavior, feelings, and sense of well-being. A depressed mood is a normal temporary reaction to life events, such as loss of a loved one. It is also a symptom of some physical diseases and a side effect of some drugs and medical treatments. Depressed mood is also a symptom of some mood disorders, such as major depressive disorder, dysthymia. Then they gave the list of the signs and symptoms: persistent, sad, anxious, or empty mood, feelings of hopelessness or pessimism, feelings of guilt, worthlessness, or helplessness, loss of interest or pleasure in hobbies or activities, decreased energy, fatigue, or being slowed down, difficulty concentrating, remembering, or making decisions, difficulty sleeping, early morning awakening, or oversleeping, appetites, and all this. She gave a long list. Sometimes people get depressed for long, prolonged illness. Sometimes people get depressed if there is no job. Sometimes people get depressed when they lose money. I remember I was in Los Angeles. A man who used to work a big company. He was an engineer. Invested $50,000 in Mexican pesos and lost whole money. Came to me, Swami, I'm depressed. I lost my saving. Tell me, what shall I do? I said, he's as if he wants to kill me, kill himself. I told him, look, you were a brilliant man. Money will come back. But if you want my suggestion, I can tell you one thing. You can experiment it. It will work. Take one copy of the Gita and the Gospel of Ramakrishna from the bookshop. Read one chapter every day. First chapter, next day, second chapter, next day, third chapter. In this way, read all 18 chapters and then again come back. And then that you do before breakfast. And in the evening, after dinner, read 4 pages Gospel of Ramakrishna and come to me after 2 weeks. I want to know the result. He came. Swami, it works. I know I shall get back some money, I shall recover, but my mind has changed. You know, really, I tell you frankly, how this scripture or this helps us. Don't think those kinds of depression do not come to us. It comes. But we know how to cope with it. Either read some inspirational books, Life of the Mystics, it will help. Engage yourself with heavy activity. Create some hobbies which you really like. Repeat mantra. do some karma yoga, help others, serve others, or practice japam, meditation, pray wholeheartedly with cheerful eyes. So, or if you think everything is very bad, then go to a holy person, have the company of the holy, and talk. Empty your heart. So you can adopt various methods and you will find something will work. Then I made a joke I once in Brazil. So Rio people, I told you, if nothing works, go to Blockbuster and rent Mrs. Doubtfire. If nothing works, our Robin Williams will make you laugh. It will lighten your heart. So the people are laughing. Then I asked I had two interpreters. They were speaking in Portuguese in Brazil. So I was asking, do they understand? Oh, Swami, all Hollywood movies we have in no time. Something will work. But very sad that man committed suicide. There was a comedian. He was also suffering from depression. He went to a different doctors, different psychiatrists. Nobody could cure him. At last an intelligent doctor told him, really, you want to cure yourself? Laughter is a good medicine. You go to such and such comedian and he will make you laugh and your disease will go away. Then this man said, I am that comedian. I make people laugh. But people do not know how much misery I carry in my heart. Don't carry despondency or some kind of setback more than 3 days. This world is not real. It is Maya. If you have this Vedantic background, you will be able to overcome very quickly. Jesus, if you read in Mark, Jesus made this remark, very practical. Before you offer a gift to the altar of God, if you remember that your brother has some complaint against you, leave the gift there and go to the brother. Reconcile with him first and then go to the altar to offer. Very practical instruction. You see, meditation needs some preparation. With disturbed mind, you cannot meditate. So, what you are supposed to do? The thing which is bothering you, settle it very quickly. Sometimes you may have to show a little humility so that you can save your meditation, the tranquility of your mind. I am just telling you some practical suggestions, how it works. Do not linger. Fix it through analysis of discrimination. Or go to if it is very bad, go to a psychiatrist, a doctor, they can help. All a great teacher. Sri Ramakrishna major remark, Gale hat diye bhabbi na. Do you know what that means? Some people are depressed. Oh, full of worries and anxiety, they put hands on their face and do it. Sri Ramakrishna scolded them. You have faith in yourself, faith in God. God is looking after you. You are God's child. Your father will look after you. Why are you so much worried and anxiety, full of worries and anxieties? Bring back faith. Faith in oneself is very, very vital in a spiritual life. Faith. Faith, hope, and love. These three things control this human life. If you have no faith, no hope, no love, the life is dull. The spiritual life is very vital. Material life, when our energy, our mind, our everything is focused to materialism. We attain prosperity, no doubt, but those things fluctuate. A professor used to come here. He was a professor of professors. Brilliant woman, middle-aged, never married. Swami, I have a little problem. Uncle, what is your problem? My mind fluctuates very much. I have some savings. Every morning I open my computer. If I see my stock is up, I am up. Stock is down, I am down. I cannot help it. I connected my mind with my money. Could you imagine that how that person's life is miserable? That is called material life. It will bring prosperity, it will bring some help, but it will not bring a permanent peace. Spiritual life is just the reverse. The spiritual life diverts its bodies, minds, time, energy, attain to their spiritual goal. We talk about integrated personality. Integrated personality means you have the supreme goal, but you might have some subsidiary goals. What is the goal? That you will have to ascertain. I want to be a doctor. I want to be an engineer. I want to be a senator or a congressman or the president. I want to be a CEO of a big company. These are the goals we find sometimes among the people. But when we achieve it, what next? What next? And the President of the United States cannot stay in White House eternally. After 8 years, he will be out. 4 years or 8 years. So, we need some goal. Sri Ramakrishna says again and again, Manav Jivaner Uddesho, Ishallah. The goal of human life is to realize God. There you will get permanent peace and bliss, not in the materialistic life. Goal. Sometimes you can ask the students, what do you want? I want this, I want that. After a few days, again they change their goal, again they change their goal. We continuously change our goals. Spiritual life. The spiritual life based on character. It takes life to build a character. Character. One of the Swamis suggested Sheva, sat people, Shwadha, study, Sadhan, practice spiritual disciplines, Satya, speak the truth, Sangyama, have self-control. These are the 5 things is the basis of the spiritual life. Of course, japam, meditation, worship, prayer, these things are also build our spiritual life. Those who are in spiritual life, practice a spiritual life, do you know what do they do? When the problem comes, depression comes, they repeat mantra and pray. 3 hours if you repeat mantra, you will find some spiritual energy will awaken within you. And you will get rid of that kind of depression. You will get some kind of intoxication. There is a beautiful verse in the Panchadoshi, Jad abhavi tad abhavi, Jad na tad abhavi, na tad bhavi. What will happen, that will happen. What will not happen, that will never happen. Why are you torturing yourself with these poisonous worries and anxieties? It will not help you. Worries and anxieties will not solve the problem. You'll have to find out the solution, this opposite. How can I counteract it? that spiritual life suggests. I remember one devotee in Los Angeles. Her husband was a movie director. She used to drive me. She is a disciple of Swami Prabhupada. One day she was telling me, Swami, I'm a little depressed. I go, why? I don't know, Swami. Then I said, do one thing. You go to your room and close the door. And read one lecture of Swami Vivekananda. I suggested one lecture, Open Secret. It is in Complete Words, Volume 2. It will take 40 to 45 minutes, 12 or 14 pages. Read that lecture aloud. And then you tell me after 1 hour, how do you feel? She did it. Swami, it works. Swamiji's words are so powerful that it changed my mood. It works. I still remember that Christopher Isherwood would speak in Hollywood and Santa Barbara Temple in 1975. I was there at that time. I asked him to speak. Swami Prabhupada was not well. He said, Swami, I like to reach Swami Vivekananda's lectures to the public. I think that would be fine. He used to read in his own home, and then selected portions he used to read, and he used to make comment. Whole temple was packed. We had closed circuit television, 2-3 places, full. People would come to listen to him. Then he told me his experience. Swami, when I read Swamiji in my room, I feel his presence. Behind his words, there is tremendous power. His life manifests through his words. I'm just telling you how some people cope with this kind of depression and how the mind swing changes. One should reap the result of one's karma. I am a great believer of doctrine of karma. Nothing comes to us which we do not deserve. If happiness comes, you deserve it. If pain, misery, suffering comes, you deserve it. Disease, you deserve it. It is all law of karma. That is the logic. Nothing comes to us which we do not deserve. It is amazing how this law of karma works. Swami Vivekananda mentioned, be not anxious. It is against the big tree that the great wind strikes. Poking a fire makes it burn better. A snake struck on the head raises his hood. When there comes affliction in the heart, when the storm of sorrow blows all around, and it seems light will be seen no more, it is then, in the midst of these great spiritual tempests, that the light of Brahman within gleams. It is a gospel of hope. I do not know whether you have seen Indian snake charmers. Here is a big cobra. They hit on the head. The more big they hit, the more it raises its hood. Same thing. When more suffering comes, you will have to hit it. Then your inner power, Atma Shakti, that will have again. You see, we do not see the Atman, but the Atman manifests in 3 places in the human system. First, Buddhi, Jnana Shakti, wisdom, power of wisdom. In the mind, Ichha Shakti, the power of willpower. Then, Kriya Shakti, that comes through the body. So this Atman, we do not see, but the power of the Atman manifests in the human system in 3 places. Very beautiful. Depression. We find Swami Vivekananda's life. He was coming from a very rich family, then his father died. There was a tremendous debt. There was a litigation. He had no job. He was a graduate, trying to get a job, could not get a job. His whole family was hand-to-mouth condition, no food, starving. He went for a job from office to office, rejected. He fainted one day by the sidewalk. Then came to Sri Ramakrishna for his spiritual help. You know, I am just telling you how even the great souls also suffer from this kind of bad time. Sometimes in our spiritual journey we make mistakes. This path is very slippery. The Upanishad says, Kshurasya dhara nishita durattaya durgam patastat kavayu vadanti. You are walking on the sharp edge of a razor. It may cut at any time, but move very wisely, steadily. It is a very slippery path. St. Augustine's, some people say it is G.R. Abbey said, but it is the quote from St. Augustine. The church is a hospital for sinners, not a museum for saints. We need some kind of spiritual help. Even Jesus says, I am not for the healthy people, I am for the sick. I shall tell you an incident of Devendranath Mojumdar, a householder disciple of Sri Ramakrishna. He was a secretary of Girish Chandra Ghosh, who was a playwright and actor, and wrote many dramas, plays. We published his book, Girish Chandra Ghosh, A Bohemian Devotee. This man used to collect some actresses from the red light district. At that time, girls from the aristocratic good family will come to the stage. I'm talking about the 1880s, 1870s, 1880s. They started women on the stage. Previously, the men would act like women, dress like women. So they brought women on the stage. During the British India, I'm telling you, in 1880s, 90s. So he used to go and collect the girls, and there, if you live with them, he had some moral lapses. So he was very much depressed. He went to M, the recorder of the Gospel of Ramakrishna, and told him about his problem. M said, no problem. If you touch the philosopher's stone, you become gold. So you have touched Sri Ramakrishna. You will not have to worry for anything. Master will take care of you. He was not very impressed with that one. Then he went to Durgacharan Nag Mahasaya, another saintly person. He said, my goodness, you have a guru and Ganga. Take bath in the river Ganges, you will be pure. And you have touched your guru, you are pure. Don't worry. Then he was very much inspired by Swamiji. He quoted this sentence. Swamiji said, true greatness consists not in rising, but in rising every time you fall. When a child just starts walking, how many times that child falls before that child starts walking on his own feet? Similarly, in spiritual life, sometimes some momentary weakness comes, people fall. That doesn't mean your life ended there. Start again. I shall read a passage to you from Swami Adbhutananda Latu Maharaj. Some people get very much depressed for their mistakes. Sometimes the mistakes are angels unawares. Angels unawares. Sometimes mistakes are great teachers. If you read the Bhagavad Gita, there is a toward the end of the 6th chapter, it talks about the yoga bhrashta, a fallen yogi. What happens to them? In this life, perhaps he will not be able to make it. But in the next life, he will be born in either of these two places. Either dhoni namapi kule, he will be born with very, very rich parents. From the very beginning of his life, he will see all the riches, he will renounce. Or yoginamava kule bhavati. Or that person, yoga bhrashta, will born from very spiritual parents. So from the very beginning of his life, he will start his journey. So in two places, Krishna mentioned the yoga bhrashta, the fallen yogi takes birth. Look, what I liked when I was thinking that, some people made some mistakes and then they lament and they remorse and they get depressed. A devotee did something wrong and was feeling very bad about it. When Latu Maharaj, he was a Nwara Brahman, a disciple of Sri Ramakrishna, heard this, he called for the devotee to come see him. He told the devotee, "Look here, my son, just because you have made one or two mistakes, you should not give up your spiritual practices and brood over your lapses and feel hopeless. To make mistakes is human. Call on God. He will give you the strength to overcome weakness and destroy your delusion. He is the compassionate one. However great your sins might be, the current of his mercy will not be kept from you. How little is your sin, and yet you are so depressed. Just think of Ajamila and Valmiki. Ajamila, he was a great sinner. At the time of death, he repeated Narayana, so Vishnu came and took him to heaven. And Valmiki was a highwayman, but he repeated mantra and wrote Ramayana and became a sage. Compared to their sins, you are nothing. Do you know what Vivekananda used to say? Don't worry about a little spot of ink on the body. It is nothing. If one bathes in God's infinite ocean of mercy, the stains of 1,000 ink pots will be washed away. So I am telling you, do not grieve. Pray unceasingly. Your bad tendencies will go away in a short time. Yet the devotee was so ashamed of his conduct that he could not raise his head. Seeing this, Latu Maharaj said, before he commits a sin, a man's conscience fills him with shame, and yet he brushes it aside. But divine law is such that after this sin is committed, shame overwhelms him again, and he cannot raise his head in front of others. Even these words could not shake the devotee free from his sense of guilt. Latu Maharaj continued, "Why are you ashamed of, my son? The Lord has seen everything you have done. You cannot hide anything from him. Since he knows all of it, why should you still be so melancholy? Instead, engage yourself in harder spiritual disciplines. Keep the company of holy men and come here now and then." These words helped the devotee regain his mental strength. After this conversation with Latu Maharaj, he began to practice spiritual disciplines more vigorously. What a practical instruction we find from the saints. Momentary setback, nothing. Go forward. Obstruction. If the river is obstructed, sometimes people put a dam. Where will the water go? It will go through some other, because the current, it will come vigorously, the more it is obstructed. Similarly, in spiritual life, obstacles will come. Those who are real, sincere seekers of God, they come with vigorous strength, Atma Shakti. The inner power of the Atman comes and they push forward. That is the way it works. your new energy will open out. I was reading a few lines of Tagore. প্রভু তোমা লাগি আঁখি জাগে দেখা নাই পাই ব্যথা পাই তবু মনে ভালো লাগে. It is a very beautiful expression. প্রভু তোমা লাগি আঁখি জাগে. Lord, my eyes are open just to see you. I cannot sleep. দেখা নাই পাই. If I do not see you, that hurts me. ব্যথা পাই, I get pain. But that pain is also very sweet because it is connected with God. You know, sometimes these words are so beautiful, very poetic. When you put your head on the pillow, think that I have not seen God yet and I am sleeping. A day of the valuable life is going away. That is the way we find the way of a mystic. Depression, sadness, suffering, as I said, all come from karma. The thing which you have done, you cannot undo it anymore. It is gone. You cannot get it back. The Vedanta used 3 words, kortum, akortum, annathava kortum. Do you know what that means? Kortum means I can do it. I may not do it, but I can do something else. We have 3 choices. For example, here is a big piece of land, and I want my cow should eat that grass. I tied the cow with a tether. The cow can eat the entire grass, or the cow may not eat at all, or the cow perhaps eat part of the grass. So the cow has also 3 choices. The owner of the cow will not ship the cow from that spot until the cow finishes the entire grass. They are talking about free will. How much free will you have? So, the human life also, you can do it, you can follow your guru's instructions, you may not do it, or you can do something else. Free will. It is a beautiful expression in Vedanta. Kortum, akortum, annathava kortum. It is better to do something. As Swamiji said, it is better to be born in a church, but not to die in it. You must outgrow. You have infinite nature, your Atman. We find in the Bhagavad Gita anti-depression teaching of the Bhagavad Gita. In the first chapter, what we read? Bepothusya sharire me romohasya jayate ganjiva sramsate hastat tvakshaiva paridhajyate. Arjuna's condition, the great hero. Bepothusya, my body is shivering. I have goosebumps all over the body. Romohasya jayate. My ganjiva, my bow, is falling from my hand. Tvakshaiva paridhajyate, my skin is burning. I do not find anything good in this world. Killing these fellow beings, what shall I gain? Arjuna, Krishna knew that it is all Arjuna's momentary feeling, sad. That is the name of the first chapter is Vishada Yoga, a chapter on despondency, sorrow. From that sorrow, in the second chapter, Krishna said, that is a beautiful verse, Swami Vivekananda liked it very much. Kalibhyam asmagama partha naitatva upapadyate shudram hridadurbulyam taktatishta parantapa. I say that is the anti-depression mantra. Kalibhyam asmagama partha, hey Arjuna, partha, give up this unmanliness. Kalibhyam, cleave. Faint-heartedness. It does not befit you. You are a great hero. Give up this short faint-heartedness. Takto tishta parantapa. Rise, awake, and fight. In this 11th chapter, he also says, Tasmat tvam uttishta, jasho labhasya, jitva shatrun bhungsha samriddham, rajya samriddham. Get up, don't yield to depression. Attain your fame, glory, that you are a great hero. Conquer your enemies, enjoy the kingdom. These are all anti-depression mantra in the Gita. Depression originated from the Vedantic standpoint from tamoguna. In the 14th chapter of the Gita, Krishna mentioned the gunas, how the gunas function. Sattva-guna, light, joy, happiness. Rajaguna, restlessness, desires. Tamoguna, dullness, inertia. Abhiveka, lack of discrimination. Your mind is so dull, it cannot discriminate what is right, what is wrong. I sometimes give that illustration. Some people cannot say that what is right, what is wrong. Swamiji said, the thing which you make you strong, that is right. And the thing which you make you weak, that is wrong. You will not have to open Encyclopedia Britannica or unabridged Webster Dictionary. The thing which you make you strong, when you do something right, you know I did right. When you do something wrong, you know you did wrong. That Vedanta teaches. Pramad. First is aprabhritti. Abhiveka. Abhiveka means indecisive. Shall I go? No. Shall I go? No. That comes from tamoguna. Aprabhritti, inadvertence, indolence, alas, lazy. These are the things depression comes from these qualities. You will have to find out from where it is coming. There is a famous Rik mantra, Charaiveti, Charaiveti. Vedantic tradition says, march on, march on. If you lie down, your fortune will lie down with you. If you sit, your fortune will sit with you. If you stand, your fortune will stand with you. If you move on, your fortune will move on with you. So, move on. Do you know that mantra in the Rik mantra? Charan vai madhubindati charan swadum idamaram surjasya posya srimanam yona tandrayate charan. It's a beautiful mantra. Charan vai sadhubindati. If you march on, you will attain immortality. Look at the sun, the eternal traveler. The sun only rotates and rotates and rotates. The sun never feels drowsy, not tandrayate. The sun never goes to sleep. Eternal traveler. As a result, see the luminosity, the light which comes from the sun. So if you move on, you will be luminous. You know, those Rik mantras are so beautiful, poetic, meaningful, inspiring. So, Charaiveti, 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 move forward. When we reach Sri Ramakrishna, 2 words you will find all over the gospel. Dub dao, egiye jao. Dive deep and go forward. Those are the mantras, those who get depressed. Lying down in bed is not the solution. Inactivity is not a solution. Alcohol and drugs are not the solution. Some people, to counteract the depression, they drink. That is not the solution. Find out the solution by yourself. Each person's case is different. I remember one young devotee here, a woman, she used to work. She quite often used to go into depression. Used to drink, she used to eat a lot of chocolate. She did not like her figure, but very intelligent, very good worker. But she is very moody and depressed. So I was trying to inspire her with Upanishad, Gita, Vivekananda, nothing worked. So I asked one of my psychiatrist friends. He said, Swami, your message will not work. Uncle, why? She has some chemical imbalance. I do not know all those things. Chemical imbalance. But Swami, she had some chemical imbalance. Uncle, that is your department. I have never studied those things, you know. But she needs some education. I don't have any education. My education is Gita and the Gospel. Next, self-effort. Self-effort is extremely important. I always say, God's grace will come if you make a move. You cannot cut a cloth with one blade of a scissors. You need both blades. So grace and self-effort, both are necessary in spiritual life. If you do not move, nobody will come to help you. Self-effort. Your guru can cook food for you, but if you do not eat, you will suffer from hunger, that's all. If guru eats or somebody eats, that will not fill up your stomach. You will have to eat by yourself. Same thing I find in spiritual life, a hunger, how to create hunger for God. I shall tell you a story of Ishwar Chandra Vidyasagar. He was a great philanthropist, met Sri Ramakrishna. There was one man, his name was Rajen Vidyanidhi. He was coming from a very poor family, no money, but very meritorious. So he wanted help from Vidyasagar for his college education. But Vidyasagar was not well. He was resting in Uttarpada, a garden house. The doctors advised him not to keep in touch with people. Just rest and relax. So this man, he was a student, young boy. From Calcutta to Uttarpada, nearly 15-20 miles he walked. He had no money to go by bus. So he went to that house and the gatekeeper said, no entry. You cannot see Vidyasagar. He said, I have come from such a distance, I shall just bow down to him and I shall go. I shall not talk to him, I shall not disturb him. No, I won't let you go. He was standing in front of the gate of that house, and meantime he saw another elderly person with a basket in outside. So he asked, "Hello, I have come here to see Vidyasagar, but this man won't let me see him. Could you help me to see Vidyasagar?" Vidyasagar looked at that, worn out and exhausted young man at his gate. Out of compassion, he said, "Yes, I am that Vidyasagar. What do you want?" Then he said, "Come with me, come with me." So he took inside the house, fed him, and listened to his whole story. Then he said, "Let me tell you, young man, Utsahi balavan arja nasti utsahat param balam." He quoted from Valmiki Ramayana. When Sita was kidnapped by Ravana and Rama was searching his wife, and he was broken-hearted, extremely depressed. So Lakshmana, his brother, was consoling, encouraging, inspiring his elder brother. Nasti utshat param balam. Utsaha means enthusiasm. Never lose enthusiasm in your life. It is the most powerful thing. If you lose enthusiasm, you will lose everything. So, brother, we shall not give up hope. We must search. We shall find out. So he quoted and told this verse to this young man and said, "You are poor, but if you have energy, enthusiasm, you will succeed. You will get the admission of the Calcutta Sanskrit College, and here is a bundle for you." He gave his shawl, which is nearly 1,000 rupees price, and some money, and "Don't open it. Open it at home." Thus he came. That man became the professor of that Sanskrit college. That word inspired him. Nasti utsahat param balam. There is nothing more powerful than enthusiasm, energy. Release it. You will make it. When Swami Vivekananda was in Baranagar Math practicing spiritual disciplines, he was into depression. He was telling him, "Shall I kill myself? I have not seen God. I shall not give food to my body. But if I feel hungry," M says, "then eat again." Then Swami Turiyananda was walking on the roof of that monastery. It was a cloudy night. He was going through depression. I shall not be able to make it. Then all of a sudden, that cloud was blown away by the wind, and he saw that it was a full moon night. Bright, full moon shined everywhere. Then he was thinking, "My goodness, this kind of depression came momentarily, it will go away. As the cloud is blown away by the wind, so my mental condition will be blown away." And he got back his faith. I read the lives of the Christian mystics, how they go through so much poverty, suffering, depression. This life is called Kurukshetra, field of action. It is Yuddha Kshetra, it is the field of battle. We'll have to equip ourselves to fight against the odds of human life. Battle. Do you know what are the problem comes? Sometimes Patanjali says there are 9 kinds of obstacles. Disease. Second, mental laziness, doubt, lack of enthusiasm, lethargy, clinging to sense enjoyments. There are many things. These are the things we face. I remember I was in the hospital in Calcutta, School of Tropical Medicine in 1966. So a doctor came, he was a devotee. Swami, I do not have much time to read your books. Tell me in one lesson so that I can write and practice. He gave his notebook, and so I wrote down. Uddharet atmanatmanam natmanam apasadayet atmaibhai atmana bandhu atmaibhori puratmanha. It is in the Gita, 6th chapter of the Gita. Krishna says, raise yourself by yourself. Uddharet atmanatmanam. No atmanam apasad. Don't yield to depression. Atmaibhai atmana bandhu atmaibhori puratmana. Your disciplined mind is your friend. Your indisciplined mind is your enemy. Your friends and enemy are not outside. Your mind is your friend. Your mind is your enemy. Swami, that is enough for me. The doctor told me. Sometimes, I saw some Swamis, how they do. I remember, I can read Gospel of Ramakrishna in Bengali, maybe 40, 50 pages per hour. That book, perhaps 250 pages. There are 5 volumes in Bengali, which is translated as the Gospel of Ramakrishna, Kathamrita. So I would not read the poems, I would not read the long stories, that I know. I want to read only the dialogue. How people are asking questions and Ramakrishna answering. That dialogue is very, very important to me. People have problems and they are putting those problems to Sri Ramakrishna, and Ramakrishna is answering those problems. Perhaps, I spent 5 hours on Sunday. Publication department was closed. 5 hours reading the gospel. I went out for walk. Only those dialogues are coming in the mind. I cannot tell you that. I can see, I can feel those teachings. Mind goes in a very higher plane of consciousness. I'm just telling you that how we can cope with various kinds of problems, depression, momentary setback. You will have to do something. That is the most important thing. Rouse yourself by yourself. Nobody is a friend, nobody is your enemy. Do not yield to depression, faint-heartedness. That is the eternal message of the Vedanta and Gita and other Vedanta scriptures. Thank you. Sahana bhavatu, sahanau bhunaktu, saha viryam karavavahaye, tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishavahaye. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. May Brahman protect us, may he guide us, may he give us strength and right understanding. May love and harmony be with us all. Om, peace, peace, peace be unto all.